Hello everybody, welcome to episode number 2 in my FIFA career series. As you can see, first off I'm doing a bit of training, don't really improve very often, but first up in the matches is Newcastle's third game of the league season, which is away to Manchester United, so not very hopeful on this one. As you can see the lineup, I didn't even realise that Man United signed Lacazette, to be honest, but they've got him on the bench. I've gone for the same squad, apart from Mbolo, who obviously got sent off in the last game against Swansea. I've gone for a Mitrovic up front with a Cardi. The bench is the same, apart from having to draft in Cisse, I believe, I can't remember. So let's see how this one starts. Usually when I play Man United away, I usually do try and sit back, as normally anyone would do in real life, but for this one I decided to go on the front foot from the moment the whistle went, and as you can see, a fantastic run here from Gini Wijnaldum. Plays a ball through to Cardi, and Cardi, bang, gets his first goal of the Premier League season. His first goal in Newcastle United colours. Well done to the lad. And as you see on the replay, the ball was beautiful from Wijnaldum. Finish right in the bottom corner. What more do you want? Good night. Straight from kick-off, Newcastle get another chance. Wijnaldum again is the architect for everything that Newcastle want to do. That's good in the game. Excuse me. And what an absolute pearler of a finish that was. Right in the top corner, posting in. Wijnaldum made an absolute flying start to his Newcastle career. Newcastle 2-0 up at Old Trafford. But with nothing really much happening until this, Schweinsteiger with an equally good goal to bring one back for Man United, pull it back to 2-1. As you can see from the replay, an absolutely perfect bullet in the, not someone going to say the top corner in the middle of the goal. But after that, Man United had one more chance of note, and it was Chris Smalling. I'm sure anyone in that position would want it to be other than Chris Smalling. I had one more chance in the game, a lovely ball in from Tovan, but Mitrovic completely fucked it up. And that was that, basically. That's how it finished. As you can see, Man United had a better shots, but I was more clinical. I picked up a 2-1 win away to Manchester United, so a bit more training, and this time I'm trying to train Tielemans as much as I can, because he does become an absolute beast in this game, unless you've not seen it for yourself. But in this one, it's Mitrovic who actually levels up, now a 77 rated striker. Next up is Newcastle United in the Captial Cup, and it's away to Southampton, who I did lose to in the first game of the season, so I am hoping for a bit of revenge. Because it's a Premier League side, I have decided to go out with one of my strongest sides, as you can imagine. You know, in real life the Captial Cup should have been winnable, but in real life it wasn't for Newcastle. So I'm going for it. I put out a strong side, exactly the same lineup as previous game. I've just beaten Man United away. I'm hoping I can get the same result. So, kicking off, straight from kick-off, nice little calm passing game. I've decided utilise the ball a bit more than usual. Keeping it on the floor, nice and calm. Baines running through, Baines going through, and it's a bit of a grass cutter of a shot from Baines, but we're showing real intent from the start here. Southampton then go up the field with the first chance of the game, and look what happens. Ball goes in, easy enough. Defending was poor. And a lovely finish for Southampton to go 1-0 up. And then a penalty is given for that. I don't really see it as a full penalty myself, but after 29 minutes, away in the second round of the Captial Cup, Newcastle United 2-0 down. There's no way back, surely, for me to come in just as a replay of that penalty I always go the wrong way for penalties. I'm never very good. So if you ever play me online, you know exactly where to go. I always go to the right, even with my keeper, or the left, or whatever you want to call it. The keeper's right anyway. And so straight from kick-off, a glimmer of hope, as probably the strangest tackle I've ever seen on FIFA. Icardi went absolutely flying there. I've never seen that before in terms of like 3 or 4 rolls on the ground. But down to 10 men, Newcastle United now with a chance. So as you can see, we're into the second half, and I was plugging away, but I couldn't get anywhere past Kelvin Davis in goal. And this was in a lovely goal from Sissoko. A ball played through from Mbemba. And see, I went for it because I had to put my defenders up. Mbemba played the ball through Sissoko with a beautiful finish at the top corner. Newcastle 2-1 down with a chance. And here is another chance for Newcastle, but unfortunately, as you'll see, Sissoko couldn't direct it into the bottom corner. And that was unfortunately the last action of Newcastle in that game. We did obviously dominate the chances after the sending off, but nothing would go in. And I've actually had a bid from Southampton for Cisse, which unfortunately I don't like Cisse on the game, is accepted. 4.8 million. And we dive straight into the final game of today's episode, which is of course at home to Arsenal. Hoping to do better than what Newcastle did in the real game this season. So the lineup I've gone for here is I've got Mbolo back on the bench, but I'm going to stay with Mitrovic because I want Mitrovic to break his duck. We're playing against an Arsenal side which is pretty familiar lineup, familiar formation for Arsenal. So hopefully I can continue from the win against Man United and pull out another victory for Newcastle. So there was absolutely nothing happening in the first half, and we're diving straight to the 74th minute, where a little bit of magic from Wijnaldum. He bursts through and he buries it for Newcastle United to go 1-0 up with 15 minutes to go. As you'll see from the replay, he takes it past 3 or 4 Arsenal players and he buries it into the bottom corner. Beautiful goal. And then straight from kick-off again, I always seem to have problems straight from kick-off. Arsenal almost scoring again, but thankfully it's ruled off for offside, and it is from the replay, as you'll see. It is definitely offside. So Newcastle surviving a scare, but going forward again as Sissoko. Can he score? And he does. It's another goal for Sissoko. He's on fire so far in this series, and that is another goal for him. Newcastle streaming into a 2-0 lead against Arsenal at home. Now, surely Newcastle can hold on for this lead. As you see from the replay, a nice ball going through. Arsenal have committed too many players going forward, going for an equaliser, and Newcastle capitalise. And here's Wijnaldum again, bombing down the left. He's fantastic on the left-hand side, and he just has a shot, and it reminds us so much of his actual goal in real life against Norwich, his 4th goal. The deflection, but I don't care. Bobbles into the top corner. Newcastle United 3-0 up. Absolutely emphatic in the end, but it was a very boring game, very chanceless, but I don't care. We'll win 3-0. And it's deadline day, so just to show you, I haven't signed anybody else in deadline day. I did get rid of Williamson and Cisse, as you saw. And here is a look at the table. We played 4 games. Newcastle currently 6th on 7 points, which is absolutely fantastic. Exactly what I wanted from the start. So thanks very much for watching.